Alrighty then, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome one and all. My name's Michael, I'm the Dead Gamer, and welcome to Pathfinder 2nd Edition, Curse of the Crimson... Anyway, let's try that again. Curse of the Crimson Throne. A Pathfinder First Edition adventure that has been repurposed for Pathfinder Second Edition. Welcome to you, one and all, my audience members. It is so good to see you. And it is wonderful, of course, to see my group of amazing players. Hi, guys. How you guys doing?
Oh,
We are
doing
having
great.
fun.
How about yourself?
Doing spectacular. Now I get to, enjoy my game session with my friends.
I'm just looking for my butler.
What?
I'm just looking for my
What?
butler.
Here I am.
Doug went all Klingon, so
Yeah, I
I'm
did.
looking for my Klingon battle axe there.
I did. I did have to go a bit Klingon a little bit. Do you know what? Actually, here's a little bit of insight. For those of you who have been following my channel for a while, I used to release like advice videos on like just random D&D topics. People used to ask me questions. I made a video. That was how the relationship between me and the audience worked until the audience stopped asking me questions, and then I stopped making videos. That's how it worked because I don't want to make videos. But I hate editing so much that I would only ever do any video, and you can watch this. Any of my videos, they're all done in one take, one solid take with no breaks, no cuts, no nothing, because fuck editing. But every single time I'd fuck up, and these are like 10-15 minute videos, mind you. If I fucked up in the middle, I'd restart, but I would go into this full and I'd like make noises and stuff like that just every time. So there is countless hours and gigabytes of me just making stupid noises, like just on my computer somewhere. I guarantee you it is just there waiting for me to deal with. But anyway, digressing. We're playing a role-playing game. That's what we're doing. We're going to be having fun. We're going to be enjoying ourselves. We're going to be in the middle of a rebellion. Woo! Free the people. And, by the way, this is like kind of like a microcosm at the moment for what's going on in the world. So, we'll, take from that what you will. This book was written years and years and years ago, but it's very ironic. But before we kick off, we have some people to thank. Some people who allow us to look as cool and professional as we do. When we do look cool and professional. First of all, we have Hero Forge for the wonderful art you can see on screen here. All of the character tokens of the players not on webcam are actually made using Hero Forge, an amazing 3D model making software that allows you to create bespoke 3D models of characters that you can have 3D printed and shipped to you anywhere in the world. These are amazing. These are a lot of fun. My eyes are being blinded.
And they light up like this. Look, ta-da!
Ta-da!
Hey.
Do I have other ta-das? Dante?
Ta-da.
There you go.
So I'm stuffing my face with food.
We
Nobody
can't
needs to hear
fucking
me
see that.
crunching. But nobody needs to hear me crunching.
Sure. Okay, yes, that's true. Dante, are you there? Rygon?
Hello, roommate is being loud, as per usual.
That's okay. So next, our next tier of donations is to buy Rykon some chloroform and allow him to, like gently remind his roommate that they share a space. You know what I mean? Like, Anyway, I digress. Hero Forge. Fantasy Grounds, VTT. Ta-da! Connects my players, allows me to do all these cool stuff. And as you can see on here, it even annotates the city that I'm in, so I can look up all of the cool stuff in the regions that I need to travel for my players, and have descriptions and data and a whole bunch of cool stuff already pre-written in, which is just absolutely amazing. And lastly, Sirenscape for the wonderful sound effects you will hear. All the music, all the cool stuff. All of that is going to be in Sirenscape to help immerse my players in the world of the game. But no game is complete without, of course, the most important ingredient, and that is my players, the characters who are going to be playing in this game as the main protagonists of our rebellion. To introduce themselves and the characters they're playing, I'm going to turn the ball over to them, starting with Marcus, the storyteller, who plays the role of Unak.
Hey, yes, I'm Marcus. I'm playing Unok, the Orc Dragon Slayer Barbarian. native to Belkzen. He is a member of the Burning Sun tribe. Um, he himself is a very avid lover of hunting dragons, and met the party as they were fighting a couple dragons. Stood watching, was like, hey, they got this. Oh, fuck, that guy died. Okay, gotta jump in. And is now like, you know what, you guys are pretty cool. Except for uh, Dante and Ro. They kind of tried to kill him at some points. So he's still a little. He's still their friend, but he's still like watching them closely.
Hello, I'm Laura, and I play Agnes. Agnes, who is our resident psychic and a mom. And yeah, she's been through a trip. She went shopping, fell into one adventure, and now she's here trying to save the city. And there's a slight reunion in her future because Dag's nice like that.
Yes, he is.
Oh, I am Raikon. I play Dante, the Kitsune Druid, local to Goboro Parts, who has a friend that's died that he's trying to figure out who has died from overdose of Pesh. He has tried looking for information on who's been dealing it out, and has got a potential lead, potentially. He's trying to keep everyone alive. It's been working so far, at least with this part of the group.
Yeah, no, people are alive. They're still alive. Living is good.
This is true. Ray likes living. I'm Steve, Pokemon Steve in the chat, playing Ray, who is a Tanuki champion of Milani. And as you can probably tell from the little icon, Tanuki are raccoon folk. He basically ended up with the party when he got sent out to find out what was taking him so long to get back to the city. And now is continuing to hang around with them. And fortunately, Unok doesn't know that Ray left him behind. Otherwise, Unok would probably be angry with Ray, too.
What? True.
I was waiting to see if Marcus
Damn it,
was
I
going to say
reminded him.
something.
I had a French fry in my mouth, okay?
Oh, hello, everyone. I am Cass. I am playing Elizaro, the secretary bird swashbuckler. She is not a Tingu. She is a literal secretary bird that one day, somehow, she doesn't know how, she gained self-awareness right in the middle of this big rebellion and craziness in Corvosa. Ugh. Her life goal right now is to get her horse back because he is her bestest friend in the world and she misses him dearly, and one of their friends took her horse. So she's tagging along. Maybe she'll find out how she woke up. Maybe not. She just wants her horse.
Yep, that seems fair enough. And of course, these incredible characters are about to embark on their adventure. But before we do, we have one last person to thank, and that is, of course, our amazing and incredible audience members. Guys, thank you so much for being here and being a part of the show, engaging with all the cool, crazy stuff that we are doing, and just having a grand old time with us. As such, we invite you behind the GM screen in order to have a little bit more fun with us as we play around and do cool stuff that happens while our players are playing around. We can interact with things, do things, make stuff happen, laugh, cry, the whole thing. First of all, if you are a person who has been watching the channel for a while, then you have probably earned some channel points. These channel points can be used at any point in time in order to influence the game while we're playing. These things are insight bonuses, wandering monsters, wandering bosses, divine interventions, all this cool stuff and more is just available at the touch of a button. So yeah, just beneath the chat, feel free at any point in time in order to utilize that in order to help our players out. But for those of you who have a little bit of extra income in order to help out Dag with his, well, actually, no, we've done our Dag survival check. We're now on to the Dag of Holding. So all monetary donations go towards the Dag of Holding. What is the Dag of Holding, I hear you ask? The Dag of Holding is a special magic item. Upon receiving 100 big old dollary dues, the table who hits the threshold of the Dag of Holding receives a special magic item. That is a item that is inspired by and comes from my homebrew tables, my actual in-house games and the like, along with a story about said game. And yeah, you know, just it gives my audience and my players a bit of insight into the games that you don't see broadcast, don't see live or talked about very often. Yeah, it's just a nice little fun reward that yeah, I've started to I've started to quite enjoy throwing in once we hit our monthly goal. But of course, monetary donations aren't just about hitting that goal. They are also some of the more tangible rewards that you will receive during the game. First of all, those who donate will have the following options. For $5, you can donate to give a hero point to a player of your choosing, or a jinx point to me. The hero points are these little red marks you can see on the players. They are used to either stave off a killing blow, petition the DM for stuff that isn't in the rules, or roll with advantage. Jinx points can be used to counteract hero points, make bad guys roll with advantage, or complicate things ever so slightly. For $10, I will draw from my deck of plot twists that I have here, which we do have a draw from Schooly Eye that I'm going to draw right now. So here we go. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. And wham! Ooh, very superstitious. There you go, superstition. That is our random plot twist for the day. How we're gonna figure that out, we will figure it out. But yeah, these plot twists and these flashbacks get inserted into today's session as we basically just attempt to try and insert it into today's story. Keeps me on my toes as a storyteller and a role player. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And then we have our other $10 reward, which is a draw from the deck of heroic actions. These heroic actions are special free powers provided to a player of your choice. They serve as not only the power in question, but also an emergency hero point as well. So yeah, there's that too. Then, of course, we have our $20 donation, which, of course, is the coveted golden natural 20, which comes at, honestly, it's one of those things that just helps out so gosh darn much from time to time as our heroes attempt very hard to achieve victory. It just counts as a critical hit. It's here's success. Enjoy it. It is so good. It is so useful. So yeah, coveted golden natural 20. We love that. And then we have our $50 donation, which there are 3 tiers to the $50 donations. The first tier is a magic item to a player of your choice. This can be a homebrew item you design. You can ask me to design part of a set item, or they can get something from their wish list. So there's that. The second is a draw from the Harrow deck, which is a reading of their fortune, which will provide the entire group bonuses based on the statistic associated with the card drawn from the Harrow, and a critical success if they either follow or reject the Harrow in its entirety. So there's that as well. Then, of course, the last $50 reward is our boss buff, which increases the difficulty of a challenge by a phenomenal margin should our players get that. Yeah, it's basically just like this big old dangerous, like the monster could be different, the terrain could suddenly shift, the parameters of victory take a sharp turn. Whatever it is, there is just a huge change in general to the battle in question. So yeah, that's our $50 tier. And then lastly, we have our secret menu item, the $100 secret menu item. The secret menu item, what am I going to do for this one? there's a couple of ones that I really kind of want to do. Okay. We have resurrected the Sable Company Marines. The Grey Maidens are now, sort of split and fractured, with splinter cells of them joining our group as members of the rebellion. The last secret menu item for this length of the game, or today. I say last, I didn't mean last, just today. Is going to be to bring the final faction that is allied with the Queen to the rebellion side. And that is none other than the Hell Knights. The $100 secret menu item will be a quest to liberate a Hell Knight influencer from the clutches of the Asmodean Church. Among the Hell Knights, there are a number of different orders and the like. As you guys do recall, one of our previous party members, a man by the name of Alexander, was a member from the Hell Knight Order of the Gate. He, however, is not the only member of that order. And should we get that reward, we will be going on a quest an additional reward for the quest of defeating the church will be to gain the Hell Knights' favor with the group as well. So that's the goal. That's what we're getting for that one. All right, cool, guys. You ready to play some games?
Let's
Heck
play
yeah.
some game.
Play some game.
Yes,
Before we do,
yes, we
can
are.
I point out 2 things?
Go on.
1, is it just me, or is it fucking nightmare fuel that Ro, who started off as a regular animal, has an animal? She owns another animal. That is horrifying to think about. She just woke up and went, I want to own that creature that has the same sentience as me.
Well, no, because
No.
as I'd like to point out, Alazaro is a sentient secretary bird who has also been
but
anthropomorphized.
But she wasn't. She started as a normal animal. That's still weird.
Well, I mean, you started as a baby. I mean, if you told me that a
And
baby,
you don't
told
see
me,
me riding
if you told
around
me,
on a baby.
I mean, if you told me that a baby owned a horse, yeah, I'd equally be concerned. You are correct.
But a
Second,
pony would be okay.
Not if it owned
secondly,
a pony. I'd feel upset. I'd be like, I don't make a lot of money, but I make enough money, right? But I have a pony money, okay? If a baby owned in their own right pony and they had pony money, I'd be a little bit like, what the fuck is this baby doing?
all
Boss
right.
baby.
Secondly, Ray is looking a lot more raccoon-like.
Yes, that's correct, because Ray has got a brand new icon, which has been put together. Because, in case you didn't know, Hero Forge have just released Raccoon Folk, like, just as we are wrapping up our game with the Raccoon Folk, so there you go. But yeah, no, that actually does look really cool, too.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very much raccoon-like. Because the previous one was just kind of a makeshift fox with just patterns and stuff like that, whereas I do love, especially with this coloration that I actually picked up, this coloration for me is just 100% raccoon on the dot. Nailed it. Killed it. All right. We're ready to go, guys?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Indeed.
All right.
Woo!
Oh, sorry, one last thing. We do have a couple of rewards. OG Lava Kitten, thank you so much for the 2 Jinx points to Daggerino, and of course to Cookie Mon Steve for the 3 Jinx points. You bloody legend, you. Look at you, cute legend.
You're always happier when you can.
I like being able to, because it feels like I miss out and I don't get to play with everyone, and like I don't get to add that little bit of tension when you use hero points. I like that stress that people go, ooh, we want to use a hero point, but Dag's got Jinx points, and that makes me go, ha 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 ha. It means you have to be careful with them, or I could just use them myself, which is always fun too. All right, so without any further ado, back in the city of Corvosa, a city gripped in turmoil. When last we left, the rebellion was underway. Fierce battles littered the streets. A fake rebellion was put down by our heroes. A dragon that was once loyal to the Queen slain. A former enemy, the Grey Maiden's captain Sabina Marin, now turned ally. Miraculous still, the resurrection of an entire order of Sable Company Marines, each with their hippogriff companions ready to ride the skies to battle against the Queen on behalf of the rebellion. Your friend Cressida Croft could not be happier. The allies that have come out of the woodworks to help out have shown the testament of fortitude and endurance that this city, this proud city, has. As our heroes manage to evade capture from the Hell Knights of the Order of the Nail that patrol the city in search of the rebels, a discovery was made. One that was not expected. Not here, of all places. Agnes, for all the time she has spent in the city, has done her best to raise her daughter with love, kindness, and compassion all around her. But as she is becoming a young woman and branching out on her own, it has left Agnes with time to be able to pursue the things in life that Agnes had wanted. Agnes is a Varisian, a traveler of these lands, whose feet crave the open road and whose heart soar higher than the bluest of skies. Though frustrated at times and often led to danger that is more than unnecessary, our heroes have shown Agnes that the world is still far more vast than she had remembered, and her heart has found equal freedom within the arms of a large fisherman. Fisherman Dan was someone who Agnes had met along their journey, who had helped them time and time again with an assortment of resources, services to cross in and out of the city. And when last we saw Fisherman Dan, he supposedly laid down his life as a risk to distract the town's ballistas from attacking our heroes as they snuck back in. But here, defying odds, in front of you, Agnes, is Fisherman Dan. As you collapse into his arms in a look of just pure relief, his big arms wrap around you and hold you close. The smell of the sea, to some may be a potent smell, but to you brings about a single word: home. In the middle of the meeting hall, or the meeting room, deep beneath the Grey Quarter, the other rebels, the leaders of the rebellion, should I say, see this exchange, and there is a softness that sort of falls over everyone. Cressida says, well, I think that's all that we require for the day. There's much to still be done, and the night falls upon us. We have some agents still active, but you all could use some rest and cleaning up. There are quarters made. Dan, would you be so kind as to... Why, I'll get on that right now. Wait, what was his accent? Was he British? Was he... Fuck, what was his accent? It's been so long.
Oh gosh, I can't remember. I remember being quite deep in those
It
orders.
was quite deep, wasn't it? All right, it was like this, wasn't it? It was kind of English, wasn't he? No? Or was he
I
Scottish?
can't remember, to be honest.
Well, that's okay.
It
Doesn't matter,
doesn't,
just make
doesn't
one up
feel
now.
right.
Right, first one done. Alright, he's going to be from Birmingham. No, he's not going to be from Birmingham. Fuck that. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out on the fly. We'll see how he is. All right. You are all led, like kind of a short distance away. Keeping in mind that this whole facility is like a mausoleum, where lots of alcoves where the dead would normally be laid to rest have been cleared respectfully, to make way for people to be hiding out down here. You were all shown to your individual quarters. Baths are drawn for you guys to utilize, and some food and refreshments are placed in. Agnes, you're the last to be shown your quarters.
So, like, thanks whoever showed them.
Dan showed you.
Yeah. All right, okay, cool then. In that case, I think she's still kind of half clinging to him, really, because I think I think everything that's happened, do you know what I mean, over the last, it's been a good few weeks or months, but the last couple of days have been especially intense since we've got back and everything. So, yeah, I think now she's just kind of like, not totally releasing it all, but yeah, she's wavering on the brink. So I think she's probably just like hanging onto his arm. It just keeps touching him to make sure he's real and still there and not going to disappear.
He is indeed real. He is still there. As he brings you to your room, he sits you down on a chair within the small quarters. Now, this area is like small. If you've ever seen like a convent or a nunnery, and the very small, like kind of like little almost cell-like chamber, it's furnished to look welcoming, but it is quite small. Dan looks at you, and he says, "You look like you've been put through the ringer. Here, have a seat."
Oh, thank you. How? I thought you were dead.
Truth be told, so did I. He gets some water from the basin and like wets a cloth. He then wrings it out before sort of cleaning some of the dirt and debris from your face and your cheeks and the stuff as he's talking. The water is warm, but not as warm as his touch.
A right mess. She says, trying to put her hair back, which is probably all over the place.
He smiles at you as you fuss, and he places your hand like that you've used to like sort of straighten your hair. He puts them down so that they're on your lap, but he keeps his big, strong, heavy hand on yours. He says, we've both been through a lot. To be perfectly honest, I wasn't even sure that I was going to make it out of that last situation we were in. But I'm glad I did.
How did you?
Well, it's the strangest thing. I don't quite rightly remember. So I was on my small boat, and they caught sight of me. I planned to jump into the water, but my foot got snagged. Next thing I know, there was a crash, and the boat was just gone from underneath me, and I sank into the cold. Then the next thing I know, I'm being dragged onto the docks. I'm not sure who, I'm not sure how, but somehow. Next thing, I think someone performed CPR on me. But before I could awaken properly and thank them, they'd disappeared, just as mysteriously as they'd arrived.
It sounds like someone's watching out for you.
Oh, aye. But never mind that. Ever since you returned back to the town, I've wanted to ask you something. I've just never found the right moment, you know.
Aye, it's been a bit hectic. Yes.
And we never did get around to having that dinner.
No, we didn't, did we? Maybe there'll be a restaurant standing after all of this is finished.
Well, hopefully there'll be, as long as there's a tree or a small quiet spot that I can lay down a blanket. That'd be perfect as long as you're there.
She blushes. Just since I've had a picnic. Oh,
Well then, let's say this. When all this is over, let's pack it in. Grab a bunch of good food, good wine, and we'll hit the road. And we won't stop until we find the perfect spot.
well, that sounds delightful. Although maybe if we could get a wee, maybe a wee horse and cart. She looks down at her shoes, which are probably exceedingly worn by now, and she's like, I think I've done a fair bit of walking lately. Wouldn't mind a bit riding.
Well, how would you feel about perhaps maybe taking a boat up the coast?
Oh, yes.
I've got some friends of mine actually, in a small town not too far. Might not necessarily be the quietest of places, but it does have its reputation for some beautiful places to go and visit and to see. It's a small town called Sandpoint.
Oh, I think I might have heard of it.
Aye.
Nothing bad ever happens there. Player knows so much difference.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know what's really funny is I'm just on Fridays we're doing the whole serial killer arc now of it, and so you know what'd be really funny is the last secret menu item that got donated was a familiar face got murdered.
No!
I give you this just to tell you that, like, in 15 years later, after you've settled down, I've killed both Agnes and Dan. Oh, could you imagine? Anyway, as the two of you, as he finishes cleaning you up a little bit, he sort of stands and he says, "Right, well, I should probably get some. Are you hungry? Would you like something? I mean, you've been traveling all day and fighting dragons,
I
from what I
think,
heard."
looks up to say, like, no, but then her stomach grumbles really loudly because she probably hasn't had anything to eat all day. She'll go, "Mm," and then she laughs and says, well, my stomach's making a liar out of me. It seems I am hungry after all.
He
How about
laughs.
we go find something to read, eh?
He laughs and he says, I think I know where they keep the good cheeses down here."
Oh, cheese. I haven't had cheese in ages.
He
Well, not that wasn't hard and slightly green around the edges.
he places his hand out for you to take.
She puts hers in his and rises off the stool.
As you attempt to do that, he moves his hand and slips it over the top of yours and past you to grab just above the small of your back to help lift you up, and then pulls you close to his side.
Ooh. I could get used to that.
Me too. And the two of you walk to go and grab some food.
Midnight cheese feast.
And eat a midnight cheese feast. Well done. Laura, you will gain an extra hero point. This is the equivalent of an emergency hero point.
Yeah.
All right.
Usually get a natural 20 for my first dance mooch.
Yep, that's it. All right. Meanwhile, our heroes take some time for some rest and respite. This will be the equivalent of a long rest. And I would like to ask anyone in their rest cycle if there's anything they would like to do. Besides Dan.
I think in the mausoleum,
Mm-hmm.
probably not a lot really. I think she might just pull, if she kind of get a hold of Cressida, then just somebody that, just anybody really, just to give her just a quick rundown of like what's been going on with like the poorer sections of the city, like the more common folk, because we know like what's been going on broad strokes, big style, but just like, you know, what's the state of like, you know, the common folk,
Sure,
the real
sure.
parts of the city kind of thing, you know. So obviously Dan will have a bit of information, but he seems to be being involved with the rebels as well and stuff maybe. So yeah, she's just looking for just a bit of information just for that.
Sure.
I
Dan
don't
doesn't
need
know.
it.
Yeah, Dan doesn't know too much. Dan is, as you kind of ascertained, more of an agent than an actual, like, you know, person who's gathering information. You find an individual by the name of Isaac who happens to be here, and he basically tells you that as far as the common people go, there is just mass confusion. With martial law being put into effect, people are on the verge of rebellion, but not in a healthy way, in the sense of tearing the city and burning it to the ground, giving the Hell Knights a reason to put them down. As much as there has been a part of the city fueling this rebellion to help people join our ranks, there have equally been parts of the relief effort to try and make sure that people don't put themselves in harm's way where it's not necessary. But it's almost as if an entity or some force is just driving them to violence. There's, you know, there's an evil presence in the city, and it does not seem to be relenting.
Yeah, I guess I'll kind of just take that in and then she'll see if she can get like if anyone, because Justinia and I can't remember the boyfriend's name now. Yeah, my M, didn't it? My
Thomas?
Anyway, Thomas, sorry, not M,
Hmm.
Thomas, yeah. If anybody knows like where they are in the city, just to get a little message to them that, you know, she's fine, and to see if they can do anything about organizing the people, maybe starting like in their neighborhood a little bit.
Word can be sent, but there's no guarantee that they'd find them in the city at the moment.
Yeah.
They basically send it to your house, which is, you know, the best they can do.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else? Yes, Alazara.
Yes. So, back in ye old days of the giant Colossus, Ro found a book in the library of the Colossus.
Mm-hmm.
Ro would like to read the book that she found in the Colossus
All right.
library.
The book is a book on making colossi, or making constructs and golems, should we say. Do you have any magic skills or aptitude whatsoever? Arcana, occultism, religion, anything of that sort?
The only thing I have is, and I don't think it would do it, I have diplomacy and society, and that's it. I don't have any of the other ones that pertain to magic religion.
Well, those two don't pertain to magic. But
No, just to like say, like out of game, you had asked if Agnes would be willing to help. So I know like what's going on, and Ali or might not want to disturb Agnes, but I'm just Laura saying above table that we can still go ahead with that if you want, or if you want to do it on yourself, that's fine. But
oh, sorry. Family IT just pointed out. I think the Golem book might have been the one Rykon found, and you found the book on awakened animals. Is that correct?
Yes.
My mistake.
I had to roll a D100 on it.
Sorry, my mistake. Okay, yes. Apologies. I was remembering the wrong book. Rewinding a little bit. Although that will be the case when reading the book on the golems and stuff like that. As for the book on awakened animals, could I get you to make a knowledge arcana check? Because it is indeed a arcana spellbook.
Without a modifier for it, how do I... Okay, I just grab it. Oh, Chaka. Oh. No. Okay.
You cannot make heads or tails of this book.
It's fine. That's about what I figured, but she'd want to make the effort anyway.
No,
since she has a minute.
It's true, but you can do more if you'd like. For example, you could go and ask someone who you think might be able to help you with it. Yeah, you can pursue other leads, for example.
Alrighty, so the first thing she would do is the way she's imagining it. She knows Agnes is with Dan, and she kind of feels like a little kid trying to interrupt their parents having a conversation. So she's not going to approach Agnes. She's actually going to try to find Dante.
All right.
With book in hand.
All right. Dante, what are you doing?
quietly meditating in a corner.
Mike is borked. Okay.
Oh.
Hello?
All right.
Okay,
There you go.
we go.
Yep, you're good.
Yay.
Dante would have been looking over the manual of golem crafting.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you can make a spell casting check, either a Arcana, Religion, Occultism, or Nature check, depending on what you would like to do.
And it would be nature.
Perfect, yeah. You are actually learning quite a lot about making elementals. Basically using elemental stuff in order to create and conjure different elemental creatures.
Does any of it have anything to do with making a key?
Jesus Christ, dude. Like, okay, just as a curious question, what the fuck is your roommate doing?
I have no idea. I have my computer in the way, so I can't see any of his monitors.
Right, okay. Because he just, I don't know, he reminds me of, you know that guy who plays Neville, whatever his name is, the guy from Jurassic Park, you know, the one who's like, Dodson, we got Dodson here, you know, the guy with the spray can and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Just reminds me of that guy. I don't know why. I don't even know your roommate or anything like that, but yeah, Nedry, thank you. Yeah, it reminds me of Nedry. That's now my visual for that. It's like every time I think about your roommate. Okay, so again, you found this out when Alizaro approaches you. So Alizaro, Dante is reading his book when you approach.
Hi, do you have a second? I need help with something.
Yeah, I have a moment that I can help you with.
So, in the big, moving fuck you castle, I found a book, but I can't read it. Can you help me read it? It made me, it brought a spark, but I don't know what's going on. So I need help, please, and thank you. And she kind of tries to hand you the book, and she's got a very slight tremor in her hands because she's very nervous about it.
Taking a look at the book, you may make an Arcana check for me. It is some pretty advanced stuff. You can't replicate or use any of the magic within this book, but you can easily tell what it is about. It is about giving or transferring the thoughts, memories, and consciousness of a person to that of an animal. Hello? Okay. If you're struggling, Dante, feel free to write some stuff down, and then I'm more than happy to read it in Dante's voice, give it a voice acting treatment, if you'd prefer.
I could, maybe type in the dice chat as well, and then Steve can
type
say
it
that,
in
I think.
type it in the Fantasy Grounds chat, and then I'll read it out. I'll give you a like super dramatic voice too. While we wait, if you guys get the chance to, I highly recommend watching K-pop Demon Hunters. It is a movie on Netflix. Freaking amazing. It's a guilty pleasure. I've watched it like 3 times now. Boy bands that hunt, a girl group and a boy band fighting for supremacy over their fans. Just hilarious.
That sounds amazing.
I have a friend who's obsessed with the movie right now.
Can confirm. I don't know if Dante is typing. I hope he's oh, there we go. Dante gives the information to Alizaro and then says, Alizaro, are there any memories that you have which you feel perhaps are not your own? Maybe memories of a different life, a different person, perhaps.
Nothing specific, but there's this disconnect. Like I don't understand why I can ride a horse. I don't understand why I can read, even though I'm not actually very good at it. I don't think I act like a bird act, and it's always been it's been confusing since I first woke up, but I don't remember anything off the top of my head.
Are you asking or are you telling?
Telling.
Because Cass, you didn't ask if I had memories for you.
Oh. Okay, does GM have memories or...
Make a will save. As you
Oh.
try to
Oh,
think to
shit.
see if you actually have these.
Oh. If I did... Acha.
I mean, I'm glad you answered it.
Oh
It's like,
my.
no, I don't have any different memories. What are you talking about? Nah, no memories for me. Yes, actually, you very vividly and incredibly vividly have tons of memories that just don't seem like yours as a bird. Quite specifically, as you mentioned, your ability to ride a horse. The fact that you speak the common tongue. A million different things that you don't recall as your memories are learning these skills. Because there is no way you did learn these skills. But you were acutely aware of them and were completely proficient in these things from the moment that you awoke? So to answer Dante's question is yes. Tons. In fact, the majority of your memories are not those of you being a bird. You have some memories of being a bird, eating mice, stepping on snakes, flying. You've got some of these memories, but they do not comprise the majority of what you remember.
I would relay all of that to Dante.
Mm-hmm. You may also add on to it as part of an interpretation if you would like.
So as she relays all that, she kind of pauses and goes, but I still don't... It's connected, I think, but I don't... Oh, it's so frustrating. I've been trying to figure this out, and I don't... Everything's been disjointed for so long. And I... Obviously, stopping the queen is more important, but I'd like to figure out what the hell is happening in my head if we have a minute. But I don't know. And her voice kind of trails off at that point because she's starting to sort of go into circular thinking and freaking out about it.
Cool. Well, while we wait for Dante to respond, if Dante responds, what is the internal monologue? What is the internal spiraling of thoughts?
The internal monologue starts kind of slow at first and then gradually speeds up as she's thinking, but she's like, it's disconnected, but I remember doing these things, but I wouldn't have learned this as a bird. I remember eating mice, but I wouldn't have done that as a person. And I have a horse. My horse is somewhere. I don't know where he is, but how do I know how to ride a horse? And isn't it weird that a bird can ride a horse? And how did I get money to buy a horse? And on it goes, and then she keeps circling back through. And the main thing...
What about the information that Dante just gave you there?
The information that about it transferring thoughts and consciousness of a person to an animal, when she eventually catches onto that after speeding through her own stuff, she'd be like, wait, oh, that, I don't think that sounds very good. Oh boy, I should probably figure out what all of that means and how to put it together. Because, like, she understands the information on, like, a yes, I was listening level, but she hasn't done the application part of receiving the information and applying it to her state of being yet. That there's a little bit of a delay on that for her in my head.
Is that an intentional thing, or is that Cass needs a bit more time to process?
A little bit of both, honestly.
Okay, so I'm gonna challenge this. This is Dag now stepping into this place. So sometimes when it comes to trying to understand the mentality of characters, we can get lost a little bit when it comes to trying to think about a character's mentality. You're not trying to embody or bring to life a character through method acting. Not the point. The point is to tell a story. What is the story? Hansel and Gretel go into the woods. Yes, they look at the woods. It's super dangerous. They're alone. They're children. They should probably not follow breadcrumbs if they're hungry. There are lots of very stupid logics, but the story dictates this is where they go, so the story can happen. You are a writer. You are an author. You are a weaver of the tale of Alizaro. You do not need to understand Alizaro. You do not need to sort of feel and figure out where Alizaro is and then emulate it through your own empathy. What you need to do is decide, how does Alizaro feel about this? The first and most basic logic here is you are being told that you are the memories, the thoughts, and the consciousness of another person that has been taken from that person and placed into a bird. How does that make you feel?
Rage.
Then rage is the response that we throw in. Yeah? Go into it.
Yes.
And now, if you don't want to necessarily act the rage, you can just say,
Yeah.
Alizaro just fluffs up, plumes up, begins to pace back and forth, and starts to cuss and swear. You know, lean into these things.
Yeah.
These are good. These are fine. You know, yeah.
Yeah. So as that comes in, as she understands it, it kind of hits like fire.
Mhm.
Her wings spread. Her head plumage goes all the way out, max flare. She stands up and turns from Dante. She starts pacing the room, and there's this weird switch of like swearing and comment and clicking of her beak, and then swearing again, and eventually she just kind of, is there like a desk or something in the room, or is it just walls and a
there's
door and a
desk.
bed? And she'll eventually, after some minutes of pacing, swearing, clicking, angry bird trilling,
Mhm.
she'll eventually just walk up to the desk and just slam her fist on it
All right.
and look at Dante. What the fuck? And that's like the last thing she says. She can think of nothing else.
Nice. Dante, if you have a response, let us know. Because, yeah, as she slams the her hand down on your desk, it's like, you know, like, just, oh, okay. Like, this is obviously upsetting, and how you want to react is entirely up to you. We'll give you a little bit of time to think about it and write down what you would like.
Yeah, it's gotta be a bit because I now have to retype something else up.
No, all good. No, take your time. Unok, what are you doing, good sir?
Unok's probably a bit restless after getting his shit rocked by the Catman. He's still a bit on edge. Probably if there's like training dummies anywhere.
In the middle of a graveyard?
Oh, I thought we were at the base, not.
Which is?
I don't know. I didn't know it was at a graveyard.
Where did you sneak past the Hell Knights in order to get to the rebels?
Through a graveyard.
Yep, it's down here. See all this? This is the graveyard right here. You know?
Okay, I thought we were in a building for some reason.
You remember how I mentioned the mausoleum? How they cleared out some places where they would normally rest the dead in order to like respectfully give you some spaces to. There's been a lot of references to this being a graveyard, mausoleum, place of the dead. It's fine though. We make mistakes. I was telling Cass this earlier on. I'll tell it to you as well. We make mistakes. It's fine.
All right. Well, then, if there's a dead tree, Unok will just.
No. Actually, I don't think there is actually any dead, like trees or foliage in this region or this area.
Okay.
Only because
if none of that,
yeah,
I have a backup.
Sure.
He will be at the highest point possible, looking out for danger. Just
Okay. May I make a suggestion if that's all right?
yes.
Okay. Same rules as I used for Deadpool, right? Sometimes you don't need to wake up hero, brush teeth like hero, go to bed as hero. Hero is 4 or 5 moments, you know. Same logic. Unok, Dragon Hunter, does not need to be training, fighting.
It's not training and fighting. He's stressed the fuck out, and the only thing he knows how to do is smack shit around.
And yet, when you can't smack shit around, we now explore what you do then. Now, standing on guard is just going to continue to fatigue an already heavily injured individual who is already heavily fatigued. There are a number of different things to process, including the Red Mantis assassination attempt on you, the journey still ahead with demons that you have no skill in hunting or defeating. There's a lot of stuff here that's still there, but more importantly, it's rest. What does Unok do at rest? Not how does Unok avoid rest by going back on duty and performing actions that debunk that rest. Make sense? Challenge. Much like I challenged Alazaro, I challenge you, sir. Rest. What do you do in your moment of rest?
That's the thing. I genuinely have no idea, because with how stressed he is, I would be doing the same thing. I would be like pacing around. I'd be like,
great, perfect. That's it. That is anxiety. That shows that level of thing. There is a certain deal of weight and stress on Unok's shoulders. He goes for a walk in the graveyard. It's well, not in the graveyard because there's obviously fucking Hell Knights out there, but walking back and forth through the halls of the mausoleum. Great, perfect. Because what that does is that gives me something to engage with. Yeah? If you go off and train by yourself, role-playing is kind of like, it's like, well, yeah, you can play by yourself, but, it's much more fun if you do it with other people, So, pacing up and down, Unok looks stressed. At this point in time, there is a individual who stops you, sort of interposes themselves in the way as you are walking past. This individual, let me shrink that down a little bit.
I absolutely love that model.
Thank you. I think I modified a one of the ones from the community page for this one because I just loved the facial features that they'd actually gotten on him. Now, this...
I was just about to say those expressions, proper intense on there. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
I love those. So good. All right. This is... Oliver. Ollivander, yes, thank you. This is Ollivander, the captain of the Sable Company Marines. He looks you up and down as he says, I know that look. Seen it more than once in more than one of my men. You're, Unok, right? The orc from Belkzen?
Yeah, yes.
You've come a long way to fight a war that's not your own.
If truth be told, it feels even farther. No, that doesn't make any sense, but...
Well, it doesn't make sense, son. But, from what I hear, you're the kind of person that goes from fight to fight. That'll only get you so far. You see, the Sable Company Marines weren't too different a long time ago. Most of us were just cutthroats and mercenaries, criminals, people that couldn't get a job and hold it stable. The first of the Sable Company Marine captains put together probably the most ragtag bunch you would ever see. Taught them how to fight, taught them how to survive, taught them how to work as a team. When the Queen dissolved the Order, she thought that she was taking away what made us special, what made us strong. But we were rebels long before this rebellion, and we will be long after. So I can tell you when I see someone who has nothing to punch.
I just... Sorry, I'm not really used to expressing myself.
Really? Yeah, I've never met an orc that could.
Well, okay. Unak is kind of like stuck on like just with everything that's been going on, he's just at a loss for how to, or even where he should begin for explaining like how his, even Marcus is like at a loss literally for words, can't think of what trying to say.
Okay. Break it down into simple bits and pieces. Start with reacting to the person engaging you. What are they saying? What are they implying? And what is your feeling towards it? He's telling you that you're a warrior without something to punch. So you're sitting here and you're pacing. You're fighting a battle that isn't yours. You've come so far, and you are fighting in a fight that is definitely not yours. How do you feel about that? I mean, look at what you're putting yourself through. For what reason? I mean, you came to slay a dragon. You slew the dragon.
True.
What's your purpose?
I think it was the fact that, you know, Unak had his own set of expectations. He was told that, you know, the queen is being possessed by an evil dragon. Unak, knowing that they weren't going to encounter like a ton of dragons, that was his quarry. Just the idea of slaying something that powerful that got him like, oh yeah, shit, I'll help. But now after like fighting all this other stuff, he's contemplating, is the glory of killing this dragon to Unak like the grand dragon of like it would earn him the most respect ever. But he's contemplating at this point if you know, potentially dying, like, well, just dying in general at this point worth the reward when he's had to go against things like the assassins.
What you're feeling is a crisis of faith. I can slay a dragon, but I can be felled by poison. Is there a point in fighting or in earning this reputation if I'm going to die to something small and petty and cutthroaty, and, you know, it's like the hero of a people being slashed by a mugger and killed and left to be dead in the streets is not a glorious tale at all.
Yeah.
He says, well, that's because you've come here with the wrong impression, son. You've come here looking for glory, bathed in the blood of a dragon. But you're in a fight between people trying to live, trying to survive, people who are desperate. They don't care about your glory. They don't care if you kill 1 or 100 dragons. They care that they get to live till tomorrow. that their children get to eat food and drink water that's clean. These people here in this town, they aren't fighting because they have a choice. They ain't fighting for fun. That's the people you're fighting beside. That tension you feel, that's responsibility. You fail here, you got no one to blame but yourself. You fail here, it's because you didn't keep your eye on the real prize. The queen, this dragon nonsense, I'm not even going to pretend to start understanding anything to do with that level of raw ancient power. It's not what I'm here to do. I learned how to swing a sword, ride a hippogriff, and don a shield. And if I can do that, and it keeps people safe, I'm gonna keep doing it. Those small moments, those small things that I can do, that's what I'm gonna do.
I'm stuck. Well, you seem wizened. What is it you think I should do then?
Folk in this part of the world, we just say old.
Look, I started hunting dragons, like I said, to prove myself to my people that I was strong, that I was worthy of praise. But the only reason I did it was... Look at me, I'm not the biggest orc out there. I'm big, but there are plenty bigger. I did it because
Let me ask you something, Unok. These dragons you killed, you feel any more, I don't know, respected or loved by your people?
Unak takes a moment to think, and then he remembers the interaction with the twins, how when he jumped off Dante and landed, they didn't necessarily like greet him with enthusiasm. They just kind of pointed, well, only Unok's that fucking stupid to jump off a dragon. Like in more of a mocking sense, which is normal for orcs.
You read it in the same way as competition. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you are strong, they're competing with you. They're trying to tear you down. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I've never really actually thought of it. Guess I was caught up in myself.
Well, that's not an uncommon problem. One thing that the Sable Company did for a lot of us is it taught us to fight for something bigger than ourselves. Maybe that's something you need to ask yourself too. How far and how much are you going to fight just for yourself? What are you willing to put on the line? Fighting in a war is different to conquering dragons. You want to fight this war, you got to find a reason. He straightens up and he gets ready to walk past you. But before he does, he hands you a kind of like a small sachet. He says, "This helped me figure out what I was fighting for. Maybe it can give you some guidance as well." He places it in your hand and he carries off.
Unak watches him for a minute until he's like out of sight, then looks down and inspects the thing he was handed.
It is a small, like, kind of just like a, not a leather bag. It's like just kind of like a fabric bag.
Right. He just takes a. He doesn't know what to expect. He doesn't like. Just takes a moment to like, for once in his life, just like try to calm himself by taking in like the deepest breath possible. And then exhaling slowly, and then he opens the bag.
Cool. Inside the bag, there is a sweet smell. A multitude of shortbread cookies cut into irregular shapes. You can tell that they are supposed to be things like stars and moons and other kind of cute little shapes, but they are made very clumsily. Probably a little bit too much flour, powdered with sugar. It was clear that a child made these cookies.
He's right about one thing. I need to think about why I'm here, and I think these'll. He just kind of cuts himself off and just stares at him solemnly for a little bit.
Nice.
Before finally turning and heading to go to bed.
They are tasty, by the way, if you do want to eat them.
Oh yes, absolutely.
So
he's gonna save like one for each of them, each of the
Nice.
party members.
Oh, I like that. All right, this goes into the superstition thing. So this is kind of like a good luck charm that that he has placed with Unak. Now, for him, you can kind of tell, like, if this child dies during this war or perishes during this war, he'll never get to eat these cookies again. You know, they are made by this one person. He'll never be able to figure out if she ever learns how to become a baker in the future. You know, if everything ends now. So the future of someone else is kind of what's being communicated through this message. So, boom, done. Ray, good Sir Ray. I'm so sorry we've taken so long to get to you, you glorious, beautiful human, you. Ray, what do you do, good sir?
Well, I mean, Ray is, I won't say home, but it's one of the places that he's used to being. And so he's stopping and thinking a little bit about just taking breath, but he also, I think, wants to go back and just have a quiet word with Cressida, if possible.
Sure, not a problem. After everyone is settled in, and you've managed to stop and energize, eat, drink, etc., 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 you return to the command center, where Cressida is presently.
Yeah.
As you arrive, she looks at you. She definitely looks tired. Ray, please, come in. She gestures to a few people that are still in the room to leave. They go about their missions and their duties and stuff. She leans back in her chair and rubs her eyes. It's really good to see you. Honestly, I'm just grateful that you all managed to come back here in time.
Yeah, no, these are good people. I'm glad you sent me out. I'm glad we've met and working with them. You know, you made a comment a little earlier that we should get some rest and stuff, and if I can be so bold as to say, you may want to take some of your own advice.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know, I can't shake this feeling that this is it, you know? Like, the end is just there. And the moment I close my eyes, the moment that I rest, it's gonna slip through my fingers. That we're just so very close, and it just requires that little bit extra. I know that's insane, and you're probably right. Sleep would probably make me far more effective. But there's this other feeling, Ray. Like something is, I don't know, different.
In what way?
Like something's missing. The Queen has all this power. But we are getting a foothold. We're making a difference. We're stopping her agents. So why is it still so calm?
It's a very good question. I've wondered. I've wondered. I haven't seen the reactions that I would have expected for it. On the other hand, it has been less than a day. Well, it's been a couple of days, but it's like the dragon was yesterday. This is so the city is reacting and the people are reacting,
and yet the Queen is still quiet.
But is she quiet? Is she gathering?
And that's what's got me worried. That's what has me wanting to stay awake, wanting to stay driven. I feel she's just waiting for that moment of weakness, that one slip up, that one blind spot to seize an advantage.
I understand what you're saying, I think, but if you were so exhausted, I know that when I am exhausted, I miss things. And are you hurting yourself and ultimately all of us if you are not able to function at your best?
Look, you're right. I know you are. Maybe at least this night.
If you want, I leave me here. I don't have your command, your authority, but people know me, and if you trust my judgment, if something happens, I will make sure that you are awake as fast as we can do it. But I think you would be better if you can get some rest.
Okay. Ray, I appreciate that. Just, if anything happens, you will wake me, right?
Instantly.
She stands slowly, and you can actually hear almost her armor creaking almost as badly as her bones as she makes her way towards the exit. She smiles, thankfully, as she leaves you in the command post.
So at this point, Ray looks around.
Whee!
I don't think there's anybody.
Starts spinning on a chair just by himself.
You know, I don't think, is there anybody else in the command post at this point?
No, not yet. Well, not presently.
Yeah. So at this point, he's just going to take a look at whatever status boards there are and settle in and make himself comfortable. The one thing he's going to do out of all of this is he's going to reach into his bag of holding and pull out Stormblade.
Nice.
And look at it and twist it and go, we need to get you back to your proper owner.
No sooner than you do this, word comes in. A messenger rushes in. Cressida, message for Miss Croft, Commander Croft.
What's the problem? Cressida's taking a pause, a break.
A pause.
She's sleeping. What do you need? You know me. I'm Ray. In case you've forgotten.
I am Boy, because I don't have a name, because I am an NPC. I am going to
Yes.
Boy,
come on.
he hands you the missive. It is from Quinn and Pedrick. Cressida, things have escalated. Problems are rising all over the city. The church is moving. We can't hold them off on all fronts. The people, there's something wrong. At this point, we cut to 7 different locations in the city. Old Corvosa, the North Point, along the Northern Gate, the University, the Eastern Shore, the Heights, near the castle itself, the docks, and lastly, not too far from where you guys are, Cliffside and Pillar Hill. Actually, let's go South Shore. South Shore is good. I will move that there. All right. These locations here. Oh, actually, you know what? let's move this one up here. That's fun. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, these locations here. Now, as we go to Old Corvosa, people are rallying and rioting. Ah! Everyone is talking about how Old Corvosa is continually missing out. Old Corvosa is always left behind. Everything is available to the people in the city. And with the bridges burning, with people losing access, it is too much. And something needs to be done. Meanwhile, along the northern side of Trail's End, things have gone quiet. The people are there, but still stationary, unmoving. Along Eastern Shore, people have rapidly begun to move in, trying to basically take over various shops and stalls and the like. You have violence breaking out all over the Midland area. You have people in lockdown, basically sealing off various sort of rich and important streets within the Northern District. You see, well, South Shore has basically boarded up as well and has begun stealing and stockpiling vast amounts of resources, food, water, supplies, hunkering down for a full-blown siege of some kind. And in the university itself, again, the walls sealed shut. Word is that that the students have been kept away from all of the dangers at the behest of the headmaster, but are being trained to fight as a independent unit to battle during this rebellion. All of these stretch outwards, but as you hear these reports, it seems just so odd that all of these places would galvanize at the same time and throw the population into disarray.
So, just to understand, this is above. They are essentially rioting in all of the areas, or are they
Different
rebelling?
things.
Do they appear to be rebelling? Okay, yeah. So they are. It was okay.
Yeah, they are doing different
little bit.
things for sure, but they're all acting
Okay.
bizarrely. For example,
Geez, 7 deadly sins.
yeah.
Yes.
For example, stockpiling food. An entire area that has gone
Okay.
quiet and asleep and basically inactive. A whole region that merchants are being victimized and prosecuted, and the people in the hoity-toity rich district sealing themselves away. The people in Old Corvosa who don't have as much as the people in the on the mainland. You know, yeah, you're kind of piecing the pieces together. It seems as though the 7 demons, or the 7 devils, have made their move and are now attacking the city.
Right. And I don't think that Ray actually knows anything about the 7.
God damn it, Holly.
So, yeah, exactly. So, okay, so I mean, Ray is gone. Boy, do you know where the new party is? Like the people who just came in today. Do you know where they're sleeping?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I want you to go and get those people and have them meet back here in 15 minutes, please. I don't
yes,
care
sir.
whether they're sleeping or not. Wake them up.
Aye. He runs off.
Thank you.
Ducking back.
At this point,
Yep, sorry. Nope, that's good. All right, ducking back to Alizara real quick. Dante suggests that while you are trying to figure out where these memories connect with the animalistic part of you, you should meditate upon these thoughts. If you're wanting to figure out these memories, you can meditate. Find a calm and relaxing place to you. For me, it's away from the city, in nature, without general distractions that you have here. He'll stand up and place a hand upon your shoulder, give you a comforting look as he hands you back the book.
Thank you for that, and she'll put the book back in her bag for right now.
At least while we have this moment, we should do everything we can to try and enjoy the quiet. Pardon me, sorry. Ray has requested you and your companions in the meeting room immediately. Urgent circumstances. Well, fuck. Never mind.
It's always something. Let's go. And Road takes off.
All right, Agnes. You and Dan are enjoying a meal, some bread, some wine under candlelight, hidden in one of the little alcoves. You kind of feel almost like you're sneaking into your mother's liquor cabinet from when you were a young child.
Yeah. So I was gonna say Agnes will definitely just look up like guiltily with like just a mouthful of cheese.
Dan
like
has
a cube
like
in each cheek.
yeah. Dan has got like a baguette. He's like storing in one cheek like a chipmunk. Unok, you are approached by the young lad. Unok, sir. Ray wants you in the meeting room for meetings, sir.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
And Unok's gonna get up and start heading that way, but like prepping his gear on him, making sure everything's in place.
All right, you do so. As you all march into the meeting room, Ray is there. Agnes, still kind of like wiping crumbs from your mouth and stuff. Dante, you and Alazaro, sort of side by side, and Unok for some reason coming in with a handful of cookies. You make your way in as Ray gathers you all. Holly's also here, but we can't really say what Holly's done, but Holly is here.
Yeah.
Holly knows what she did.
Well, she doesn't know it's triggered yet. She's about to find out that it's triggered. So, at this point in time, Ray is going to, for the sake of argument, I'm not going to repeat everything that you said.
Sure. You share the information.
Share all the details and whatnot.
Yep.
I said, I need to go get Cressida. So can you please start thinking about what we might be able to do or what might be triggering this? Because
You said
Ray
7
doesn't know anything about-
locations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're behaving differently. Like it's look at the list, look at the message, and there. I will go get Cressida if I promised her I would.
Well, before you get Cressida, maybe participate in the conversation first.
Okay, sorry. Well, okay.
I mean,
I think Agnes
I like the
looks at
enthusiasm.
I was just going to go get her and then bring her right back, but
Oh, let her sleep a while longer. Here, let me look at the list. And I think Agnes, she's a legendary in a cult, and she has really high intelligence. So I mean, I can roll for it, but I think I'm smart enough to put 2 and 2 together. So Agnes will read the things, and then she'll just sort of sigh and go, "Oh, fuck! Now is not the time." Oh, and she'll look at Holly. Well, it looks like your friends have come back to haunt us. Then she'll like explain to Alizaro and Ray. It seems that
And Ludok, probably.
the seven. Oh yes, and Unok. Yeah. It seems
Yeah.
that well, the seven devils may have turned back up now.
Oh,
Yes, and the problem is, I'm not even entirely sure they're really related to the Queen per se. I mean, they might be now, but originally, really, they didn't have anything to do with the Queen, really. It was a whole different side quest. So this is either just them deciding, oh, this seems like a good time to cause a disturbance, which, I mean, if you were devil, is the perfect time now to cause a disturbance, or they're now actually working for the Queen somehow. Why devils would want to work for Casabron, but anyway. But
how did they come? I mean,
that was something
just for
to
recap.
do. I'm pretty sure there was like a hand chopped off and no, wait. Was it when she stole or she tried to not steal the things from Padrick, wasn't it? So she
Yes.
broke like yeah.
No, because
yeah.
it was when she revealed that she was hiding things on Padrick.
Yeah.
Because it was like, you need to do this without being caught, and she then confessed.
Basically, a vow was broken, and this is the punishment, as it were.
This is the vow to Asmodeus?
Yes.
Oh no. Isn't the Church of Asmodeus on our list of people to? That was yeah. So it's like like seven. We can't split. Is any idea if we go out? I mean, this is to the team. It's like going. Do you think if we can go to the church, or to the temple of Asmodeus, and do you think it's centered from there, or do you think this is separate, that we need to do something like individually?
Well, I'm not really sure. I mean, to be fair, not that I'm exactly a fan of the Church of Asmodeus, but I mean, so far they actually haven't been too bad in this whole affair, really.
Yeah.
In all honesty, So I'm not sure that.
Okay.
They really have much to do with it. They might be able to help us figure out what to do about it. I mean, if anybody's going to know how you get rid of seven devils, it's going to be the Church of Asmodeus.
I suspect. Well, I think we need to bring Cressida in now and bring her up to speed, but it feels like we need to go to the temple, as you said, and as Ray's going to head towards, like, to get Cressida, and he's going to give Holly a side look as he's going.
As you go to wake up Cressida from her 2-second nap, you are interrupted by someone standing at the door. Darling, you definitely do not want to be going to the Temple of Asmodeus right now. After all, we wouldn't want to see your delightful fur turned into some sort of ornament for the demons now, do we? Or the devils, should we say.
Oh, great, it's you.
Oh, great, it's me. Yes, and you as well. Always good to see you, darling. New crow's feet?
I think at this point, Agnes just flips him whatever the equivalent in this word is of the bird. Right?
I was like, sister, fuck you.
Ray looks at Agnes's reaction and goes, And who are you?
Oh, he's one of Asmodeus's lapdogs.
Haha.
Ah,
Oh, geez, what was his name?
I cannot remember. It was too long ago.
Let us call him something beginning with Z.
Harold.
We're gonna call him Zenistar. Because that is what I remember right now, and it will change next week when I forget that very name.
Well, no, because now it'll be in Cass's notes. So
Oh, yeah, that's true, that's
we
true.
shall not forget.
That's true, that's true.
Yeah.
He says, "Pleasure to meet you, darling. I am Zenistar, former High Priest of the Temple of Asmodeus. At least until we were somewhat taken under new management. I was hoping to find Quinn and Padrick here, but I see at least some of you have managed to survive long enough for you to be a nuisance to the Queen."
Indeed.
And so perhaps maybe these pestilences can be used to help our current common enemy. You see, the Temple of Asmodeus is under new management, a management which has been thus far fruitful for the Queen, but not so much for the devoted worshippers of the Asmodean Temple. I mean, after all, I'm not against the odd bloodbath and sacrifice and whatnot, but, I mean, how is one to truly convert the souls of the innocent when devils run around forcing their hand? It takes all the fun out of it.
I'm assuming that you have some sort of a plan that you wish us to enact for you.
Plan? No, I would never be so callous as to act against the contracts that I have signed. Contracts which dictate that I may take no hand in providing any form of assistance to the rebellion in regards to stopping the Queen and her plans. So it is very useful that a group of unassociated individuals who just happened to be a tremendous annoyance in general were in the area. And without knowing the plans themselves, there's no certain way I could help them in anything that they were achieving. Not even by giving them talismans such as these, which, in the right hands and under the right incantation, conceal upper-level devils. I'm
course.
simply here to tell you all that the Temple of Asmodeus is not going to be lending assistance, that we are not going to prevent you from heading into each of the districts and using whatever feeble investigativeness that you can find in yourself to locate devils that have possessed random civilians and used their forms and meat suits in order to influence the populated masses. And I'm certainly not here to help you reassert the power of your rebellion over these particular notable locations. There's a small list of places. For one, there is a butchery. You guys remember this is the meat markets? Do you guys remember that whole line of thing?
I think so.
Where they were serving humans?
Oh no, I wasn't around for that one. I think that was earlier on.
Dante, were you there for that one? Yeah, you sniffed it out. Cool. Yeah. So that location, the meat market, few other places that you do recognize in town. These are locations that that he gives to you.
Well, thank you very much for this conversation that very definitely did not happen.
Them. They look at you and they say, well, with any luck, the glorious power of our beloved queen is going to ensure the reign of Asmodeus for many years to come. Or not. In either case, I like hedging my bets. And say what you want, Holly. You are a very, very effective member of the church. And I look so forward to seeing further contributions. Ta-ta for now, I suppose. And he skulks away. They skulk away. Yar.
Agnes shudders and she's like, oh, yeah, I always feel like I need a bath after I've been in his presence.
I can see that. I'm gonna go get
I
Cressida.
don't feel like any of the strongest soap will get rid of that conversation.
Why, I think we should just let Cressida let her sleep.
No, I promised her that I would not. I know that she needs it, but she needs to know.
This is our problem, though, not hers.
I understand that, but I made I told her I would not.
Oh no, it's fine. You
Let
do
her
whatever you have to do, dear.
Yeah, sorry, but so Ray is going to head off to rouse Cressida and bring her back, muttering to himself, going, "God damn it, she can't even get 15 minutes of sleep."
Well, she could if you didn't wake her up.
Yeah, well,
you could just.
I'm not going to break his.
I mean, you could just sort this out before she wakes up.
And then
who's going to be in the command center if someone's not there?
Good question.
Is there someone named?
Look, we've got the wisest man in all of wisdomdom. We've discovered that we have the wisest man in all of wisdomdom in our party. Yeah, just get that Sable Company guy in here. We just need duplicates of him. We'll just put him on a pulpit everywhere in the city, and he'll rally everybody in no time. Right? And he just
yeah.
Not
Quinn
only
is not around, is she?
Who is? Sorry.
Quinn is not around, is she?
No. She's out. She's out in the field. You could leave Boy in charge for sure. There's
not leaving Boy in charge.
You could well, more specifically, you do have two people off the top of my head that could serve as potential interim commanders. First of all, of course, is Oliver, the Sable Company Marine Captain. You also still have Sabina Marin, who is too injured to go out into the field at the moment, but is actually a very capable commander and does have the command of some of the Grey Maidens that have sided with her instead of the Queen.
And above the table, she is now fully trusted?
Trusted? I don't know. It's up to you, but she is on your side as far as you can tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if she wanted to, there was nothing for her to gain from betraying you guys in the middle of the dragon fight. And she technically did die for you guys to protect Alizaro and Agnes, I think.
That's true. So Cressida needs rest. She desperately needs rest. But someone's got to stay here. Boy?
Yes,
Boy
sir.
Around?
Yeah, I'm here, sir.
Can you please find Captain Ollivander. And can you check in on, I don't remember what, like, whatever her title is, Marin's, Sabina's title is, and see if she is, because I know she's hurt, is she able to come to here?
Very well. He will run off and do so. As you prepare for your expedition back into the city, we cut to the southern part of Corvosa. People are gathering food and supplies in great abundance. As they pull them towards various warehouses, there's an individual here, a rather attractive-looking Nephilim. I like the Nephilims. The Nephilims are my thing now. As this individual looks down at their worker, rebel people, civilian, you know what I mean? Like the people who are working under them.
Yeah.
They approach. We brought more food and more water. I think that's most of the south side clear. Good, wonderful. You can help yourself now. They all have this look in their face. They're just smiling. They're just super happy as they go past him to some of these other individuals who are handing out what look to be these like strange silver tabs. They open their mouths like they're receiving communion, and the tabs get placed onto their tongues. In an instant, their eyes sort of roll back. They start to almost fall into this deep state of euphoria. And the individual who is handing these strips to people as they are coming and going is Dante's friend, thought to have perished. But we'll come back to that in just a moment. Well, sorry, I think I misspoke. The Nephilim, the part fiend creature, etc., 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 that is the one that bears the resemblance to Dante's friend.
Oh, shit, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming and joining us. I hope that you had a great time. I know I did. This was amazing. This was a lot of fun. We will be back next week for more adventures when we return for Curse of the Crimson Throne. In the meantime, however, we will have our next stream on Wednesday evening for Reign of Winter, where we are continuing our icy, wintry adventures. Set with the Baba Yaga. I always remember Ant-Man and the little tech guy just thinks that Ghost is like the Baba Yaga. That was really good. But yeah, we're going to be coming back for that. Then Friday for the 7 Dooms of Sandpoint, Sunday for Pray for Death and Gatewalkers as always. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Michael. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. You can find it here a number of times during the week. We hope you have a blessed week, whatever it is you happen to be doing and wherever you happen to be. Wait, hold on 1 second. McClover! Unacceptable, McClover. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. Done. Much better. Feels much better now. I can't look at McClover's name in chat without, like, a subscription. That's just doesn't happen in my life. So, no, there you go. It's dangerous to go alone. You have this. Now, as we go forward, guys, as always, till we meet again, stay safe, stay wonderful, be kind to each other because why the fuck not, it's free, and until we meet again, game hard, or die trying. Good night, folks. Ciao, ciao!
Bye-bye.